When planning your trip to Paris, there are two things you're probably thinking about: where to stay and what to see in each of the districts, the so-called arrondissements of Paris. As we were saying, you were probably planning what to see in the city, but where exactly are all the places you want to visit located? Second, where should you stay to best enjoy Paris? You may have heard or read about the first arrondissement, the second arrondissement. But what exactly are the arrondissements? The so-called arrondissements are the districts into which Paris is divided. It is divided into 20 districts, and in each of them, you will find different attractions, as well as good reasons to stay in them, apart from being close to museums or different attractions you want to visit. Keep in mind the safety, proximity to metro stations, and the dining options in the area so you can make the most of your stay. In short, what we're trying to find is a good balance between the price and what the area has to offer. Here we see a map with the areas marked. As you can see, the districts are arranged in a spiral shape. But now that you've seen the map, you're probably eager to get started. Are you ready to explore Paris, travel companions? Let's go! District number 1. The first district is very touristy. In it, you will find places like the Louvre Museum, the Palais Royal, and the Tuileries Garden. It's a very interesting and touristy area. You will be very close to the places you plan to visit, but because of all this, accommodation prices will be somewhat high. Anyway, always check because there might be some deals or a more affordable hotel. And maybe this is the area where you dream of staying. On our blog, we have a detailed article with each area and hotel options for each one. So it's a really good idea to make yourself a map, mark the places you want to visit, and try to group them by area so you can organize them. During the days you stay in the city, check the opening hours of the places you want to visit, because it would be really disappointing to arrive and find them already closed. All these are little things I do before organizing the trip, so I can enjoy the city more. Second District of Paris. Being near District 1 means you'll be close to all the previous attractions if you stay there, and maybe you can get a slightly better price. Paris's second district is the smallest, home to the Old Stock Exchange and the National Library. Places to visit include the Grand Rex Cinema, the largest cinema in Europe, an Art Deco building created in 1932. The Vivian Galleries, which although not as well known as the Lafayette, are still beautiful. Third and fourth districts of Paris. Already in the third district, we find the well-known Le Marais neighborhood, which has a very special charm and several museums. In this area, several places to eat stand out, and one of them is the Marché de Saint-François, the Market of the Red Children, a place that deserves a visit. I'll leave you here the link to our previous visit, where we went to have lunch at the same place. Arriving at the border of the 3rd arrondissement with the 4th, we have the Place des Vosges, one of the most. Besides finding Victor Hugo's house there, check out our playlist because we've already visited all these places in previous videos. The Le Marais neighborhood is, without a doubt, one of the most charming areas to stay in Paris. Choosing a hotel here can be a very good idea. After crossing the Place des Vosges and continuing in the Le Marais neighborhood, we keep walking toward the Seine. We're already in Paris's 4th district. This is another one of the well-known districts, since here we find some of the most visited spots in the city. Is it worth staying here? The price might be high, and nearby areas may offer more accommodation options, so you can do a more thorough search and find the ideal accommodation in terms of value for money. In this area, we find the Pompidou Center, the Hôtel de Ville, the Saint-Jacques Tower, the museum, and the Île de la Cité. The most notable landmark here is the Notre Dame Cathedral, which was severely damaged by the fire in April 2019. It is currently under restoration. Even so, it has not lost its majesty and magic. We got to see it in all its splendor on our previous trip. We were able to climb its towers. We have it on video if you want to see it. And unfortunately, we had to see it on this trip, shortly after the fire had happened. If you watch the footage when we filmed it from the front, I have hardly added any shots from the side or the back. Notre Dame Cathedral has changed. We have now arrived at the 5th District. We're in the charming Latin Quarter. We are staying in this area now. Last time we visited the city, we stayed at the Europe Saint-Germain Hotel. It was a great choice. The rooms are small, but that's always the case in French cities. The breakfast is quite complete. If you're driving, there's a nearby parking lot. We arrived 5th. We arrived at the 5th District in Nonprofit. We arrived at the International, 5th District in International, 5th District in GEP Protocol, in the International GE Mutual, in the 5th District. It's an area with a lot of charm. Here you can visit places like the Pantheon, the Sorbonne, the Shakespeare Bookstore, and the Saint Severin Church. But best of all is getting lost in its streets, which have that very Parisian vibe. It's an area that, besides its charm, allows you to quickly reach places like Notre Dame, the Conciergerie, or Sainte-Chapelle, all just a few steps away. From this neighborhood, specifically from the Saint-Michel Fountain, located at the border with the 6th District, the Saint-Germain free tours depart. As we always say, they're a great option for your first contact with the city. On our previous visit, we also took the tour. We didn't do it this time because we wanted a more relaxed experience, just enjoying ourselves and walking around. In this Latin Quarter, you'll also find plenty of hotel options. The prices vary quite a bit, so you'll need to look around. But it's very likely that you can find a good deal. Anyway, we're not far from downtown. It's a central area. Do you think the prices will be high? We'll say it again. We have a much more detailed article on the blog, even with hotel options, so you can check and compare the prices. The recommendations for all areas, especially special zones like 5 and 6, where we have this Latin Quarter and this Saint-Germain neighborhood, they're meant for walking. The little streets have a very special charm. You'll feel Paris. Right next to this district, we find number 6. This is where the Saint-Germain-des-Prés neighborhood is, along with the Luxembourg Gardens and its palace, and the Saint-Sulpice Church from the Da Vinci Code. It's another charming area to stay in. District number 7. In the 7th Arrondissement, we find the famous Eiffel Tower. The 7th Arrondissement Germain-Pré. We find the famous Eiffel Tower, the Champ de Mars, the Orsay Museum, and Les Invalides with Napoleon's tomb, among many other places to visit. Like all the areas we've seen so far, it has its own charm, so looking for a hotel here is something you'll probably try. Whether you stay here or not, and whether you visit the Eiffel Tower during the day, you can't miss it at night, because seeing it lit up is simply wonderful. Personally, it's not one of the areas I would choose to stay in, but we did it once and we did it again. Now. To the Eiffel Tower, the museum, and Napoleon's Les Invalides, the Eiffel Tower, to see it lit up. As we can see, there are many options for staying in Paris, but we're still talking about very central areas, where prices tend to be higher, generally in almost every season. And we've arrived at the 8th district. The 8th district is very glamorous. The Champs-Élysées, the Arc de Triomphe, the Place de la Concorde, the Lido de Paris, the Church of La Madeleine, shops and boulevards characterize this area. As you can imagine, it's an expensive area for both accommodation and dining. However, if you want to treat yourself with a lot of patience, you can find a hotel that's affordable. That's what happened to us on our previous trip, and we were able to stay near the Champs-Élysées and the Arc de Triomphe. The hotel we chose was Hotel My Flowers. It was a quiet area, the rooms were a normal size, and the service was good. The Arc de Triomphe is one of the viewpoints in the city that we recommend you visit. Here's the video we made earlier featuring Paris's best viewpoints. But the views you get from the top of the arch are very attractive. Ninth Paris District. In the 9th district, you'll find the majestic Palais Garnier, the Opera House. Taking a tour inside the Garnier Opera is something you can't miss. Later on, we'll upload a video of the visit we made this time, but we also have another one from our previous visit. It's a place we loved, and we went back to visit it again. The other highlight in this district is the Galeries Lafayette. Entering this building is magnificent and free, as long as you don't buy anything, of course, so it's a visit you can't miss. On the top floor, you'll find a terrace from which you can get some very beautiful views of the city. It's a key viewpoint in Paris. The other galleries to highlight in the area are the Printemps galleries. Although not as well known, it's worth stopping by to see their beautiful building. As you can see, as we go through the first areas, they are all arranged in a spiral shape throughout the city. We start to realize that each one of them has attractions that make them worth staying in to enjoy, don't they? Also, as we were saying, having the attractions or the places we want to visit grouped by zones, it's a really good idea so you don't waste time in the city. The city is large with plenty to do, so if you're visiting for just a few days, make the most of your time. Districts 10, 11, 12, and 13 of Paris. In District number 10, we find the Gare de l'Est and Gare du Nord stations. We'll likely arrive at them from anywhere we come from, or depart from them to a new destination. You'll find several accommodations nearby, although it might not be one of the most interesting places to stay, because near the stations, like in almost every place at night, it might not be so safe. Although it's true that it can be a very convenient option for getting around, and the prices are usually a bit lower. At number 11, we arrive at Place de la Bastille. This is a very lively area at night, and looking for a hotel here, near the 3rd district, is a good option. Right next to the Bastille, we find the 11th district, and with it, the Bastille Opera House. Maybe not so well known from a tourist point of view, but finding accommodation near the Bastille Opera House, the Bercy neighborhood, or near Gare de Lyon could be a good option for us to stay. We've arrived at Paris's 13th district. Place d'Italie is perhaps one of the main hubs, and if you want to find some cheap accommodation near it, it's a very good option. Districts 14, 15, 16, and 17. In District 14, we arrive at Montparnasse. If you're looking to stick to a budget, this is a very good option. The accommodation will surely be a bit cheaper than in the more central areas. It's safe, and you'll be very well connected to them by the metro. District 14 is a good option in Paris for where to stay. Although already on the border with District 15, you have the Montparnasse Tower, from where you'll get some very beautiful views of Paris. You can also see the Eiffel Tower from there. Here you'll find the famous Paris catacombs. If you're interested, it's an intriguing tour. We haven't done it yet, but honestly, it's something I really want to do, so it's already on the list for next time. District number 15, also called Vaugirard, is a quiet but very populated area of the capital. As attractions, it has the Montparnasse Tower and the lesser-known Citroën Park, where you can find the Globe, which is the Paris balloon. There, you can go up and enjoy beautiful city views. We did it on our last trip and loved it. It was a great experience. It's not very well known. It's out of the ordinary. And at least for us, we didn't find people waiting in line to visit. I recommend it to you, it's fun. It's next to the Seine in the 7th district. It's a great place to stay in Paris. Less touristy and a good choice if you're looking for something cheaper. It's clear that since the districts are arranged in a spiral, they touch each other. That's why number 16 is next to number 7, and so this whole area is close to the Eiffel Tower. In conclusion, accommodations become more expensive again. District 16 is across the Seine, and there we find the gardens and the Trocadero Esplanade, from where we have privileged views of the Eiffel Tower. If we're considering where to stay in Paris, this is likely a place we'll look at, although obviously the price will be a bit higher than in other areas. But, well, let's try. Maybe a little farther from Trocadero, we'll find something that fits what we want to spend. The 17th district extends beyond the Arc de Triomphe. There are several embassies and consulates located there. Although it doesn't have many attractions for tourists, you might find some cheaper accommodation here, and this could be your option for where to stay in Paris. Always remember to look for a metro station nearby, so it's easy and quick for you to get to the attractions during the day. We've arrived at Arrondissement 18. We've arrived at Montmartre. It's one of the most famous neighborhoods in Paris, Montmartre, the artists' neighborhood. When looking for a place to stay in Paris, we always consider it as an option. It's an area with a lot of charm, a must-visit if you're in the city. But at night, you should be a little careful. At least that's what many people recommend. Anyway, you'll find many people who have stayed there as well. In the previous video, we talked with David, who stayed there and loves the area. But well, maybe I'm a bit too careful when I travel. It's an area I would never miss. During the day, it's one of the most beautiful and bohemian places in the city. It's one of those places where you say, well, yes, I'm here, I'm in Paris. This is what I saw in the movies. This is what I dreamed of. Well, in this area, you'll find the Sacré-Cœur, the Moulin Rouge, the Wall of Love, and countless wonderful little corners, as well as some amazing views. My recommendation is to get lost in its streets, stop to watch the paintings the artists are working on, and take a moment to look at the paintings they've already finished. With some of them, you'll stop in front and say, no, this isn't a painting, this is a photo. And you'll spend a while looking at it. And you'll really see the quality of some of the paintings you'll find there. A neighborhood full of history, of all the artists who lived there, of all the painters. You'll find the Dali Museum. Honestly, it's a really interesting area. What do we recommend doing? I'll leave you the link to our previous visit, since we have a video just about Montmartre, but soon we'll be uploading more images of it. Finally, to say goodbye, we have Districts 19 and 20 left. District 19 is a bit farther away. We have some very beautiful parks, like Villette Park and Beauchemin Park. And in District number 20, we find the Père Lachaise Cemetery, a place where famous people rest. It's a very visited place. Maybe these areas are a bit far when looking for this accommodation, so if you choose it, I repeat, make sure it's close to a metro station. Here, in broad terms, are the 20 districts and the attractions that each of them has. Of course, I mentioned the main attractions. There are many more things to do in each of them, but don't forget the most important thing, getting lost while walking through their streets. Just think about that. Walk, and explore this wonderful city. Well, travel companions, if you enjoyed this tour of Paris, I'm delighted that you experienced it with me. Don't forget to subscribe, give it a like, and I'll see you in the next videos we'll make about this beautiful city.